Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm not Mike, and I'm not Jackson either, but I am Cookie from Just a Little Podcast, and you are tuning in to Bored and Annoyed with Movies. We're going to be covering a wonderful movie that I enjoyed very much. That's why I picked it, because I pick nothing but great movies, and we picked The Grand Budapest Hotel, which is a Wes Anderson film from March 28, 2014. So this film, kind of give you a rundown of it. It was from the 1930s. Grand Budapest Hotel is a popular European ski resort. Basically, a concierge by the name of Gustavo and Zero, which is the junior lobby boy, become kind of best friends, and he also becomes like a prodigy to him. So you have Gustavo, which has basically kind of prides himself on the upkeep of the hotel and make sure that it's the top first class service that he possibly can go and provide. That also includes sexual favors to some of the guests that are there, predominantly having to be elderly women who have blonde hair and who have lots of money. Now, of course, Gustavo falls in love with this lady who lives there, and she mysteriously dies. Now, Gustavo is given himself kind of the rundown of running back to her to see what's going on, to see how she died. Come to find out, she actually left something for him in his will, which happened to be a painting. Now, this painting is super, super important to him because he actually loves it, and it almost resembles him a little bit. But before we continue on to the synopsis any more than that, I do want to bring in the wonderful panel that I do have, starting with Mike from Downright Nerdy Podcast.
Hey, what's going on, man? Appreciate you.
Sir.
Hey, thanks for picking this movie, man. I am Mike from the Downright Nerdy Podcast. I'm really excited to be here, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, sir. And of course, we can't have the show without the other co-host, Jackson from Bored and Annoyed.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen. And you can find me right here, right where we're at now.
Awesome.
And by the way, Cookie, that was the best intro ever. You seemed like you practiced that in a mirror or something.
Dude, I'm sweating bricks. I'm about to take another shower. And of course, we have the most elderly man in the group, Mr. Ken.
I still have not done an 84-year-old though.
Yet. You're still young.
That's true. I got about another 49 years to go. So.
There you go.
Nice, quick-witted reference there, Ken. I'm impressed. That old mind of yours is still working.
Right? Well, I took my Aircept this morning, so.
And of course, who else is left that we have?
Paul and Ryan are here.
We have both. So we have Mr. Paul from Tales from the Flipside.
Hey, happy to be here.
Absolutely. Seems like the family's with you too. So hello, little one in the background.
We're already boring her. She's yawning.
And of course, we have the none other than the most fake person here from Fake Nerd Podcast. We have Ryan.
What's up? I hate nerdy shit. Get this shit out of here.
What is going on, gentlemen? How are we all doing today?
I'm great, Cookie. I thought I was going to be late, and I'm just on time. Look at that. I'm right here, baby.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Good.
I love poor Mike.
Platers.
Yeah, so Cookie did the intros. I guess I'm supposed to host the show. So
It is your channel.
It is my channel. Yes,
Wait,
there is still a channel here.
Why are we on Jackson's channel?
Oh, good point. I got a good one this week. Anyway, so this movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel, it's another quirky Wes Anderson movie. And I know we typically start with what did everybody expect? Now, if I remember correctly, half of us had seen this and half of us had not, right? So who hadn't seen it? Mike, right?
Yep.
And Paul. Okay, so we'll start with Mike and then we'll go to Paul. But Mike, what were your expectations going into this? And had you seen any other Wes Anderson movies, I guess?
Yes, I've seen some Wes Anderson movies. But going into this, I had kind of expected something similar to like a Murder on the Orient Express type of movie. And it wasn't that at all. But no, I was with as great of reviews that we had going into it. And kind of based on what you guys had your reactions to Cookie's choice last week, me and Riley, our first time watching it, we expected good things, and we'll leave it at that for right now.
Sweet, and we're gonna go to Paul with his expectations next.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just pressed play. I had forgot it was a Wes Anderson film. I forgot who picked it. I just knew it was on my to-do list, and that I jumped in to just watch.
Yeah. Well, follow-up question: since neither of you had seen this, did the fact that Cookie make the selection affect the expectations going into the movie at all?
Before I saw that it was like an Oscar-winning movie, yes, I thought it was going to be another blunder.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but once all of you guys chimed in, like, solid pick, great movie, I was like, all right, well, we'll see what happens.
Sweet. All right, let's we'll go down to Ryan next.
What up? So I saw this when it came out in theaters, and I haven't seen it since. So it's been like 7 years or something. My expectations were Wes Anderson has never made a bad movie. I expect to like this again. That was my expectations.
Yeah, probably a safe expectation. Ken?
Yeah, I remember I saw it not in the theater, but when it came out for rental back in 2015 or 16, and just the cast. I mean, God, Willem Dafoe, you can't go wrong with him in a movie. So I knew I was going to laugh, and I laughed probably just as hard this time as I did the last time I watched it.
Spoilers.
So.
Sweet. And Cookie, what were your expectations for rewatching the film, and what were your expectations of how we would treat you after we all watched this film?
I was nervous at first once I picked it. I was a bag of nerves. I'm like, yeah, this is the last time I'm going to be on the show ever. They're not picking me ever again. But then, like, you guys all kind of raved about it. You're like, oh, this is a good pick. So I was really happy. I was like, okay, I'm safe this week. Thank God. My expectations were actually still pretty high because it is Wes Anderson. And I did watch it. It was a while ago that I watched it, but it's something that I really wanted to revisit, and it's something that I enjoyed. So I was like, let me just pick it, see what happens, see if it still holds up to this day. And yeah, we'll find out.
Sweet. Yeah, and my expectations were he's one of my favorites. I love Wes Anderson. So, I hadn't watched it in a while, so I, was expecting it to be quirky Wes Anderson fun, which is what it is, without spoiling the fact that I guess it met my expectations. But I got what I expected. We'll just put it there. Now, next we're going to give our review. So beyond expectations, we will go top row first. We'll start with Mike. What's your review of the movie? What'd you think of the movie? Spoiler free.
Spoiler free, I thought it was a very, very well made movie. I thought it was a very unique way of storytelling, and I was thoroughly impressed the entire time. I'm very happy that Cookie has redeemed himself from his Pauly Shore days, and thank you for picking it. I liked it, and same with Riley too. She loved it a lot. Actually, I think she even liked it even more than I did.
Awesome.
Perfect. We knew she had better taste than you.
That's a given, right?
But Cookie, what's your review? You picked this movie for a reason. Why'd you pick it? I guess.
I've been kind of revisiting Harry Potter, and of course, one of the main characters in there happens to be Voldemort. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what movies he's done. I was like, oh, that's right. And then it just stuck with me, and I've been wanting to pick this movie since I haven't had a chance in a long time. And yeah. I ended up picking up this film. I thoroughly enjoyed it from beginning to end. It's something that I like Ken. I laughed so much on it, and my wife is like ran up the stairs. She's like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" I'm like, "Voldemort, you have no idea." So it was good, man. I enjoyed it. Cinematography is great. The sets are fantastic. Cast is outstanding. Every little bit of it, even from the small little parts of like Bill Murray in there to like the main characters, everything's wonderful.
Sweet. And Ken?
Yeah, just the cast. It's got two of my favorite actors in it, which are Bill Murray and Willem Dafoe. Every time you watch this movie, and this is probably the third time I've seen it, there's something else you pick up on that you didn't get the first time through, and it's just so well done. The pace is perfect. The sets, I mean, the colors, I mean, everything about this movie is appealing. And the characters are really just lifelike characters. I like how fleshed out all the story is in this. And when we get into more of the spoiler part, my favorite scene, I just love the awkwardness of it. So
I bet I can guess what that is, but we'll come back to it. Paul, what'd you think?
Yeah, I agree with these guys on most aspects. Like the colors were awesome. The cinematography was fun to watch. But I don't know. It didn't hook me. I didn't like it. So
I knew a butt was coming.
When we get to the spoilers, you guys can convince me. It just didn't do it for me. And I think the reason is it seems like every movie that is actor and actress jam packed. It doesn't do it for me. I don't know if it's too many famous faces, if that's why. But I can appreciate the aspects of the movie, but I wasn't entertained. I laughed maybe once.
Oh,
Did you really watch it, Paul? Be honest.
I did.
Yeah,
just
Paul,
it was-
you do have corpus for not watching all the like entire.
No, I
movie.
did. I did. It was just for Cookie. I sat through it.
You need
Just for Cookie. Just for Cookie.
That's a friend.
Ryan, please bring this back to normalcy.
Cookie, you can pick 10 bad movies because from now on, because like this is without a doubt one of the best movies we watched on this channel. Like I forgot how much I like this movie, and now being a young adult watching it, who wanting to make movies, and then now being an adult like past that career and like looking at how movies are made, and like like this is a piece of art, you guys. The script is whip smart. It's not like 3 hours long. It's like a crisp like hour and 40 minutes. The acting is top notch. It's got a lot to say. It's a great allegory for World War II and fascism. And if you didn't understand what was going on at the beginning, the SS super soldier or the SS Nazi officers at the end very hit you on the head of, hey, this is what we're talking about, guys. In case you didn't
Literally.
get it. Literally. I have no complaints about this movie. I think this movie is incredible. I have so much to say. I can understand not liking it. It is definitely like an acquired taste. Like Wes Anderson is an acquired taste. I think this is his best movie. I think this movie is. I'll get into it. I think it's incredible.
Ryan, it's funny because I've always been a hardcore Royal Tenenbaums is my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
That's a good one.
But every time I watch this, like, I can't imagine a movie being more fun than this. Like, literally every scene is just fun. And what's interesting about Wes Anderson too is he almost like directs movies like a child would. Like, I feel like he just bucks every convention. Like, no, it looks flat if you put the actor in the middle of the shot. You want like a realistic looking view of all this stuff. And instead in this movie, it's like everything is built and it's all symmetrical. All the sets are odd. Like they're drawings. They're, there's almost some, it reminds me kind of like what James Wan does in some of his horror movies with the different sets and how the camera moves from room to room and spins and all that stuff. He's one of my favorites, and this movie it's fantastic. I mean, if it's not as good as the Royal Tenenbaums, which I need to rewatch now, then it's right up there as his second best movie. If that's, but I love it. I love this movie.
And I like the Royal Tenenbaums, but I'd have to say this is better.
I just think there's just more going on in this movie. Like, and not that the Royal Tenenbaums doesn't, like, that has like some of the best like family drama like in any movie.
It's hilarious.
Like, this movie, it's just like I forgot how funny it was, and like obviously comedy is subjective, and it didn't work for you, Paul. But like, man, like having like the choice to have Edward Norton not have an accent. That's funny in
everybody
itself.
having almost everybody not have an accent.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is supposed to be like a quasi Germany and Eastern European, but everyone has just British accents, French accents, American accents. It doesn't matter.
And then there's the Owen Wilson accent.
I was looking at my phone for 1 second, and then Owen Wilson came on. I'm like, where's Owen? What? It's great. This movie, I love. Again, you guys bring up the colors. This movie has like. It has like pre-war and post-war colors, so everything that's dealing with the war, it's all oranges and like it's really like bright, like red. And then everything that's not about the war, it's fire, and everything like that's like warm, it's like blue. And I'm like, it's just you can
like the light side and the dark side.
Exactly, and it's like using scenery to tell your story. Like Wes Anderson does it in every movie, but this time specifically, what I love about this movie, you guys, I'm gonna be here for like 6 hours. Okay, what I love about this movie is the movie starts in modern day. Then it cuts to 1985. Then it cuts to 1963. Then it cuts to 1930. We are inception about what story is being told. This is about Jude Law, but it's really about Zero, like 80 years in the past. Like there's so much shit happening, and every character is important. And I know a lot of people don't like the end because it seems really abrupt with like what happens to certain characters, but that's life. That's life for you, and I think it's a very impactful ending. And
I love the ending. I mean, we can talk about that
you guys like it
in spoilers, but So speaking of spoilers, now's the section of the show where we do a discussion of the plot. Cookie kind of took us through a synopsis, but essentially, to Ryan's point, it follows, if you were discussing the beginning of the movie, it follows a young writer who is staying in the now defunct, dilapidated, Grand Budapest Hotel, and he basically runs into the gentleman who owns it, played by F. Murray Abraham, who I can't remember, what did we just watch with him?
He was in Last Action Hero.
Yes, he's great. Yeah. He's great,
and he was in Amadeus.
There you go. But anyway, so we have him basically interviewing Murray Abraham about his life, right? And then it becomes, oh wait, now our main character is Zero, sort of, but it's also sort of what's his name? Ray Fiennes' character too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the plot is essentially that we go through this young lobby boy's life and this guy who really affected him as a youngster. There are some hijinks. I guess we can get into
prison escapes.
Yes, prison escapes. Oh, by the way, Paddington totally stole from this movie, or this movie and all Wes Anderson stuff, which is great. Yeah. But yeah,
great, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take over the entire plotting because I'm not very good at remembering how to go through it. But essentially, we get to know the main concierge of the hotel, played by Ray Fiennes.
Gustave, who is very friendly with an 84-year-old woman.
Yes, he
with many 84-year-old women.
He's had older.
Yes, he has a reputation of really making sure that the old women who stay at his hotel are taken care of, so to speak.
He's good at his job. That's what it is.
Yes. He's very charming, but basically this lobby boy, and it's all like the dry, witty humor that you would expect from Wes Anderson, like the very strange dialogue that for some reason works. Maybe not for Paul, but
it's the scripting real quick, like
not convoluted enough for him.
It takes place like in the 30s and the 60s, but like the script, it's period piece, but it's also incredibly modern. Like the way that some of the like they retort and like they yell like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" Like it feels very modern, and it's like you wouldn't see that in a 30s movie. You know what I mean? Like it's Wes Anderson has like a unique style of blending the past and the present really well.
Yeah, that's not the kind of dialogue that Ray Fiennes had in like Schindler's List, for example.
Could you imagine?
Right. So yeah, no, and I guess I mean let's list the cast for this. We've got Ray Fiennes. I don't remember the guy who plays Zero.
It's Tony Revolori, who is in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got him. We've got Ed Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, Willem Dafoe, Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson. But the main players, I would say, Tilda Swinton, yeah. But the main players, I would say, are basically he's making love or taking care of Tilda Swinton's character, who's like an 84-year-old woman, and I guess the plot would be that she dies, and essentially she was so in love with him or felt so appreciative of him that she left her entire estate or a painting to him. The family's pissed off about it, and basically they want to frame him for the murder. That is the general plot, I would say, of
There's
the
a
movie.
bunch of other little subplots too.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the main,
Right. That's the
center around that.
Yes, that's the crux of the plot. So we end up with, him getting arrested. He meets these prisoners. There's
about that scene a little bit though.
Yeah, well,
I love that scene.
No, go for it, Ken.
Well, they're up there, they're in the mail room, and he's like, "Oh, the police are here to see you," and he's like, I'll be right down. And they explain that she died, and he's like, "Oh," and he just turns around and runs. I just the awkwardness of that, I loved it. So
one of my favorite like continuous scenes is like when they have to escape, and like it's like the beacons are lit for Gondor, but it's all the grand measures of hotels. So like they keep calling each other to help him out, and he ends up like on like a mountain somewhere. And the final guy, he's like, "Are you the grand measure?" He's like, "Yes, goddammit, I'm him." He's like, go over there, you're fine. And then he
Go
meets
confess.
and then he meets a guy that he's friends with, and then he's like, yeah, they killed my sister, and he's like, wait, your sister with the bad foot? Oh, those motherfuckers! And again, like that's the scene that made me laugh so hard because I'm like, this is absurd what's happening.
And they're in the church doing all this too.
Yeah. And like all like there's so much model making and like model work that feels like old school filmmaking, like early 20th century filmmaking with like, you know, little people and stuff. And I'm like, this just feels like it's a movie made with so much craft and love. Like there's not a wasted ounce of like talent. Like it's 100% on the screen. Like nothing's lazy about this movie.
Well, it's crazy
too. Details, if you think
Right.
about it, like elementary style of cinematography and set design, all of that stuff is all very, very easy, cheesy, but it still works wonderful.
Yeah, it's like he's making a Broadway or high school play, but he has a ton of money to play with. You know what I mean? And I appreciated that. To your point too, Ryan, it's like there's a lot of his humor where it's like the joke is how long the joke gets stretched out. And that's what makes it funny. I mean, even the prison escape scene is like, oh, they go through this thing, they see this guy, then they got to go through this thing, and oh, now they got to climb outside. Up now, there's a room with 5 people in it. Oh, that one guy jumps in and kills everybody. Like it's fantastic. It's so fun to watch.
I forgot that this movie was rated R because like it doesn't have to be rated R, but like the F-bombs work really well. And then the 1 ounce of like real violence where like the 2 dudes are stabbing each other. It's like, what the shit just happened? Like, it's just, oh man, it's crazy. I love it. When Willem Dafoe,
go ahead.
Okay. When Willem Dafoe is like first like really introduced, like Zero punches Adrian Brody, and then
that scene,
Willem Dafoe punches him. And he turns around with his knuckles, and then the camera does a zoom in on him. I'm like, this is too much. And it's just like, doo-doo-doo.
The pause between each punch, though, just was like, bam. And everybody's like, what? Pop.
How much fun do you think these actors have on his movies, by the way?
So much fun.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, because they don't have to play, they can go over the top, and that's the point, you know? So yeah, it's fun to watch them. Really, I mean, I love like Adrian Brody. I love in this movie too.
He's really good. Everyone's
hilarious.
Everybody has a really like good role in this movie. You know, it's like perfect for them.
Yes.
Does anyone know how much of it was just ad-libbed off the script?
Oh, Wes Anderson is very much a script man. I wouldn't say a lot. He's definitely somebody who likes to keep with the words that he's written down.
Yes, I would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, does everybody get like, okay, let me ask this. Why don't more people make a movie like he does? Why don't more people put stuff in the middle of the frame and make it look almost like a painting? Why is it just Wes Anderson doing it?
Because Wes Anderson is like a Picasso. This is like his style. This is how he knows how to make them, right?
It's also,
I mean, it's like you can't. It's like if someone tried to do it, it would be forced. I feel like
it's also a lot of work. Like cost, like this movie didn't win like, you know, best movie of the year, but it won like best costuming and best editing and best sound and stuff. Like all that stuff that doesn't seem important is super important. Like costuming and set design, like all that stuff, a lot of people just don't care about. And like Wes Anderson, like he's meticulous about all of that stuff. And like it's something like you have to put all of yourself into it, or otherwise it's just going to be phony. You know, like there are no other Wes Andersons because nobody can do it like he does it.
Well, it's odd to me because it's like even when you take a photograph, people tell you like don't put the person in the middle of the shot.
Yeah.
And it's like there are so many scenes where if you're watching this, it like I don't know if it's going to stick out for everyone, but almost every scene, if there's a person in the shot, the camera will literally follow them. And they're dead center in the middle of the frame. And it's just like, why does this work? You know, and it does because it's quirky, I guess. And it's just like there's something otherworldly about it. There's like a fantastical element to it, maybe.
Think about like how many of like fantastical directors we have. Like a Tim Burton, right? Like there are definitely people who try to do Tim Burton, but not as well. Like I think just like Wes Anderson has the market on really bright whimsy, because if you can't do it as well as him, don't even try, because what's the point?
That's a good point too. He is I mean, I would say that his batting average is way better than Tim Burton's, but he is that kind of a like he's got his thing and you know it's his movie the second you start watching it. You know,
even his animated movies, like they have the same
Yes.
cast and stuff like that. as well.
dude.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, okay, well, if you just like, there's scenes in the Grand Budapest Hotel where like the whole backdrop is like a matte painting or whatever, and it's like, oh, you could totally replace these with like those little puppet animatronics from Fantastic Mr. Fox or Isle of Dogs, and it would look just like this, like they, or would you look just like that? So I love him. He's just.
Do you remember when Willem Dafoe threw a cat out of a window?
That's what I was going to say. Has to be Ken's favorite scene in the movie.
You mean mine?
It's great, but Ken brought it up. Am I right, Ken, or no?
No.
Okay.
If only if it were a rabbit, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
No, man, rabbits are money, yo.
Yeah, that is a great scene though. When all of a sudden the cat gets thrown, and did he just throw my cat? And
three sisters are like, I don't know.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Boondock Saints, but
now I got a question, Paul. You seem to be the odd man out here. What was it? Like, was there anything specific, or was it a type of style, or was it like what was it?
I tried to start the movie, and then I had to do some other stuff, but I knew like in the first 10 minutes, like I felt like I wasn't going to like the movie. And I was like, I hope when I come back, something changes. And it just never changed. I don't know. Like I appreciate everything about the movie. I really do. Like the colors, the cinematography, just the story didn't hook me. I don't know if
like you didn't like the scene where he's sitting at the casket, which is my favorite part.
And he kisses her.
Honey, you look.
And then he's like,
Well, I'm sure that there are like specific scenes that are probably fine, but the overall story is something that you just couldn't grasp onto, right? Is what you're saying?
It just didn't hook me. I was just kind of watching. It did feel like a Broadway play. I'm not a big fan of like High School Musicals and plays and things like that. Maybe that was part of it, or The Perfect Storm. I'm not sure. It just didn't do it for me.
how did you feel when Jeff Goldblum's fingers got cut off? Because I screamed because that looked real good.
That was a good scene. A little Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
The chase scene. There's parts of this that almost feel like a silent film, like the way they're shot. Like him on that motorcycle just makes me think like 1930s movie. You know. And his character even like
kind of like a bulldog underbite with teeth.
Yes,
he's like a
he got fangs. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, like, there's a scene right when they get out of right when he breaks out of prison, and then all of a sudden the film goes from 16:9 to 1:1, right? And man, I love that because it was almost like the tunnel vision, like he's just trying to like the purpose of that is just like he's trying to like get whatever he can from his like normal life because he's been in prison for whatever reason. Then all of a sudden he's like, you know what, we probably should go. And then all of a sudden 16:9 comes back out and they're off running.
I feel like a lot of that is kind of what we were talking about with the way he frames these like backdrops and his actors too, because there's probably parts where it's like, okay, we've got a door here. We're just showing an extra 3 feet of wall on each side. If this is widescreen, it'll look more interesting and like what I'm trying to accomplish. Yeah, and if we just have the doorway with the person, and that's like the whole shot,
But not only that, but like they did the 1:1 for that one scene, but then you saw this vignette, right, where it started like kind of fading. It was like a black fade into a clear picture, so it's like almost like a tunnel vision. That's like all he can think of is like just trying to get back to his very prestigious type of life, and he's just trying to grasp at everything. And the kid just like, I forgot it.
There's a few different aspect ratios in this.
Yeah.
There's like fill the whole screen, and then there's some where like only part of it is black on the sides, and then there's like the 3x4 Justice League aspect ratio.
The Snyder.
Yes, the Snyder. Yes, Snyder and Wes Anderson just cut from the same cloth.
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
what are we always saying, right? I want to talk about Ray Fiennes. His name's spelled Ralph, but it's Ray. British people are funny. I think his character arc is incredible in this movie because he stays the same personality wise, but he grows as a person throughout the movie. Like he's always like whip smart and quippy, but he doesn't like. He appreciates Zero for his job, but he doesn't appreciate him as a person. until the end of the movie. And
because he sees himself in him.
Yeah, and there's an incredible scene at the end when he assumes he knows Zero's story. He's like, "Oh, you're just an immigrant. You come over here. Why'd you come over here?" And he's like, "Actually, my father was killed and my entire family was shot, and I had to run from my country." And he's like, "Oh, you're a refugee, and everything I said is awful, and I feel really bad, and I'm going to learn about this." And I'm like, "This is so good. Like, you're just confronting."
Well, that was during that scene I was talking about, the 1-1 ratio right after they escaped, right?
There you go. Yeah. It was so powerful, and like it's just such a good little scene. I'm like, man, Ralph Fiennes is so good in this movie.
Is this his best role?
Man,
Well,
I don't think so. I still don't think so. I'm a firm believer that Schindler's List is his best role.
Yeah. I forgot Schindler. Yeah, he's real. That black and white's real sad.
I don't know. I know you guys you have boners for Mads Mikkelsen and all, but there was another Hannibal movie that he was great in called Red Dragon.
Yep, Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, yeah.
That
was good.
Yeah, he's one of those guys
with Edward Norton.
He's he's gonna kill it. I mean, he's really good in the last couple Bond movies too, I thought.
He's an Avenger. He's the original Avenger. I'm just saying.
There you go. Yeah, I really, really like him a lot, and I have the same thought. It's this or Schindler's List that he's
and they're
best in.
Opposite roles.
Right.
And like
correct.
just to show his rage. And he can be Voldemort. Like this dude rules. Yeah.
Well, and it's so cool these movies to step back and look at like the macro view of Wes Anderson. Like all these actors like keep coming back to be in his next movie. You know what I mean? Like the new one, I think The French Dispatch is coming out soon, I believe. And the cast is like most of these people and then a few more that they've added. I
forgot all about that movie. Yeah.
I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited, man.
So Edgar Wright has a horror movie coming out soon. Last Night in Soho. I would kill for Wes Anderson to make a horror movie because that you talked about the museum part where it was like a silent movie. It was also kind of like a slasher movie where he's like getting stalked by Willem Dafoe. And I'm like, I want to see him transition to horror. I want to see what he can do.
That would be interesting because can he do a different tone? And would this tone, if he can't, work for horror?
I think in this movie, he showed that he could do drama and comedy back to back right up like Bing Bang Bong. So like I think he could do it.
It'd be horror
Did you
movie
guys
with bright
notice
colors.
William Dafoe, when he came out of the museum, he literally had his shoes and he's like, just screw it. I'm going to walk in the snow with my shoes in my hand.
Yeah, that's a spooky choice. Yeah.
Everything he does is funny.
Oh,
like
dude.
Great.
Him and Boondock Saints is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's
Ryan.
What's up?
You seem to be pretty good at the explaining. We talked about the overall kind of story. Could you give us maybe like a 30-45 second kind of thing of like just the facts, what happened beginning to end kind of deal?
Of like what happened in the movie?
Yeah, just the whole movie.
Oh God. Okay, so
oh Jesus.
I love hearing him going on his rant. It's one of my favorite things is listening to Ryan. I love listening to him.
Okay, so Tom Wilkinson is an aged author reminiscing about his time that he talked to Zero in the 80s, and Zero was the lobby boy in the 30s before he took it over at the Grand Budapest Hotel. So it is a very long kind of like let's see, almost like Inception like dream thing of like we're going to different time periods, learning about the Grand Budapest Hotel and everyone who's associated with it and its history. And also it's also a allegory for World War II and invasion and like being Jewish and like getting persecuted for who you are and stuff. And escaping and being an immigrant and all that stuff. And that's all in the background until the last 30 minutes of the movie where it's like, these are Nazis, can you tell? And then then happy endings, and then characters die, and then it kind of just ends.
There you go. That was pretty good.
There it is.
That was pretty good. All right. So before we do final grades, we are going to do Devil's Advocate tonight.
Okay, let's do it.
So we need a wheel, Mike.
I got one.
If I have one, it will destroy the stream. So
I'm hoping it's Paul and Ryan.
Nope, wrong one. Hold on.
I would love to tear this movie apart. That'd be so fun.
And Paul had to
right one.
Say why it's the best movie. Ryan had to say why it's the worst. That'd be awesome.
Hold on a sec.
Rig the wheel.
If it's me again, this thing is fixed.
Come on, I could do this. Come on, you could do this, buddy.
Don't you have wheels saved, Mike?
No, I don't know how to do that. All right. So the person who's going to talk about it would make it 4 Cookie, you're gonna have to make this make the case that this is the best movie ever.
Easy money. Yeah, Ken.
Ken, you're gonna have to make the case that this is the worst movie ever.
No. I protest.
Ken, I'll let you go first. Age before
I
beauty.
protest. I protest.
You got it.
Let's hear it. All right, let's hear it, Ken.
Let me
Ken,
get my little 30-second timer.
I can't. I love this movie.
Not.
You have to do it. Why is it terrible though?
Just channel your inner Paul.
Yeah. All right, and go.
Yeah, I couldn't connect with this movie. I tried watching it. I just didn't think it was funny.
I thought it was Ken's turn.
Well, no, I'm channeling Paul right now because I don't like good movies. I only like movies you find in the dumpster behind the library. So if you don't like good acting, you're gonna really not like this movie. So I don't know. I can't.
It's some argument
Sorry.
there. All right.
Okay, Cookie, why is this the best movie ever?
Oh shit.
Why is it the best movie? Okay, so we have Wes Anderson, the guy who made and produced and developed Fantastic Mr. Fox. We have Life Aquatica. I mean, the list goes on with him. Just that, yes, Life Aquatica. I bring that up because you bring in one of the great.
What's it called?
Isn't it Life Aquatica? Life Aquatic?
There you go.
Same thing. It's a fantastic film. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It's out of the world. You got to watch it. Love it.
Ken
Out
wins.
of the world.
Ken wins.
Ken wins. I think so.
No, so
Cookie, you had a layup.
Cookie, here's what Cookie just did. He didn't talk about the movie at all. He
No,
talked about
not
the
at
guy's
all.
Other movies. Yeah, his other movies.
Damn, this
That
movie
doesn't-
sucks.
come
I'm
on.
sorry. That
I'm
sucks.
sorry.
That's a shame.
All right, well, Ken, you're the
You're
champ
right.
this week.
Congratulations, Ken.
Of the bad.
C-.
Final grades. We will go to Mike first. What's your final grade on this?
I will give this an A, solid A.
All right, Cookie.
Solid A+.
Ken.
I'll give it an A.
Paul.
For the effort put into the movie, B
Don't hold back. Give it your
minus.
real grade.
Be honest.
B minus.
I give it a B minus.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Ryan.
A+. This is one of my favorite things I've watched on here.
A+. Yeah. Wes Anderson has at least 2 A+ in my book, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, A+.
I'm very
A+.
curious.
I'm gonna have to watch the Royal Tenenbaums again now.
This is history in the making, as you can see from my very, very high-tech spreadsheet here.
The future.
Cookie has his highest graded movie on here.
More than Star Wars.
I think so, yes. Let's
Sorry,
just double
Cookie,
check.
I messed the curve up on that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Ken. You gave Star Wars a B, and Paul, you gave this a B minus. So
Oh,
real close.
Yeah, but
real
how many
close.
A+ did Star Wars have?
Oh, that's a good question.
Cookie, you can pick like
Just
3
one.
Star movies.
Only one A+. You gave it an A+, Jackson. Paul, you gave it an A minus, and the rest of us gave it A's.
Wow.
Who the fuck didn't give Star Wars an A+?
I guess it was me.
Me,
Jesus.
Ryan, and Cookie.
I think I
my
was deserving
God.
it.
And Cookie's a Star Wars guy.
That's disgusting, guys.
Listen, it's not Empire.
I know, but they can both be. We've talked about this. There's like
No,
A+,
that's true.
and
No,
then
you're-
there's like A+. You know
You're
what I
right.
mean? Yeah.
You're right.
But anyways, who gets to choose the next week's movie?
Not Ken.
We have no one in the audience, so pull them off the wheel, Mike.
Yep.
Get out of here.
That's it. A 6 right here.
Shuffle that.
Oh,
Shuffle
hold on.
that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't
Don't look.
look.
Okay. Okay. I was going to say, you better shuffle this. I need a win.
Oh
guys.
man, it landed on you too. Hold on.
No, it didn't. I see it. I see it, Mike. You forget I have admin privileges.
That's right. Yeah,
too.
you
I
got
can see
admin
it
privilege.
down
I'm gonna actually do a whole bunch, make us all real small.
A little small. A little tiny small.
All right, now let's do this. There we go. Shuffling up.
Jesus.
Holy smokes.
That's a lot of U's. Oh, I like that noise.
Is it gonna be Ken?
Ken again.
Hey, and he's not here.
And he's not here.
And he's not here.
The invisible
Just
man.
redo it. Redo
And then
it.
it's redo it again.
I
He's
think
not
you
here.
take him out and you do it again.
Come on, we're in a live show. Who does this? What's going on?
You take him out and do it again.
Is he really not here?
He's not
No.
here.
Here. He left.
He's not
Listen,
here.
nobody say anything. We're just gonna redo it. We're just gonna redo
this
it.
is
If,
so
it, if it
rude.
lands on him, it goes to whoever it passed to get to him.
Oh, this is so rude.
Rude. He left the show.
He didn't say anything in the private chat or anything.
Watch it lands on him again.
God damn it.
Jesus.
That's funny.
Okay, so then it would be me.
It would be Mike. Yes, Mike wins.
Do I really win?
Listen,
I mean,
give him
I'm
like
okay with
If he
that.
came back in this
He's got,
time
like-
frame, we
he's
could
got,
laugh
like,
about it. But what's he
10
doing?
seconds.
Yeah,
He's got
give him
like
10 seconds.
All right, give him
He's
10
gonna come
seconds.
back in
I'm
10
gonna-
seconds.
Mike,
Like-
you got you get a movie
It's
ready.
like
though.
Jurassic Park when the lawyer goes into the bathroom. Like, you gotta go, you gotta go.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, you know how easy it would have been for you to delete his name if you didn't decide to copy paste us 8,000 times into the, into
I
the
know,
wheel
right?
for
Do you want
no
me to call
reason.
him? Do you want me to call him?
Yeah, call him and put it on speaker.
Yeah, put it on speaker. Yeah.
He's gonna
Okay.
pick up and be like, "Dude, I'm shitting my brains out."
Oh,
man."
man. All that Chipotle and Taco Bell. Please answer. Oh, kid.
They gave me one phone call, Ken.
He's gonna miss that content.
Up here he is.
There he is.
There it is.
He's like, what the hell's going on?
Hey, bud.
Welcome, Ken.
Sorry,
It's your pick. It's your pick, Ken.
my kid
Yeah.
thought somebody was breaking into our.
We were really I was really close to stealing your pick, dude. It landed on you twice.
Oh, good. Sorry,
It's
my
fine.
kid thought somebody was breaking into our barn.
You
so
should have came back to the computer with your shotgun.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I use a 40 cal shotguns for.
With the perpetrator, pick the movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
Actually, this is a movie. It's one of my favorite of the genre. It's kind of got me started down the road of the anime. It's going to be from 1985, and it is Vampire Hunter D.
Nice. Yeah.
Never seen it.
Interesting.
Never
Okay.
seen it.
Is this new
Never
for all
seen
of
it.
y'all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Hey Jackson, you want to write that into
Wow.
the next thing real quick?
Yeah, I've actually got it highlighted.
While I get the next wheel started, I accidentally deleted it.
Vampire Hunter D is in dog. That's
D
it.
as in dog. Yep, the 1985 one, not Blood Moon, which came out in 2005
2000.
ish.
Oh wait, whoops. Oh wait.
Oh.
Oh wait, we're going Mike's channel. You've got two
Yeah.
of them here. Sorry, Mike. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. But continue the show. I don't even remember. What's next? Genre wheel?
Genre wheel, but I accidentally deleted a bunch of stuff, so I have to go back and.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
do it.
Somebody left the
Genre.
light on in the barn, and they thought somebody was breaking.
Oh, you're fine. You gotta go beat him up.
Well, that's where our money rabbits are. So
Anime. How many animes do you guys watch?
I watch a
I've
lot.
seen
more than adults should, probably, in my case.
That's a
I've
good answer.
seen like Akira and the one that the Scarlett Johansson awful remake was from a
Ghost-
couple years
Ghost in the
ago.
Shell?
Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, I've seen a few, but
That was terrible.
All right, so I did just some generic ones, and then panel wheel where we do the same thing we just did before, and you get to choose the genre.
okay.
Yeah, so let's shuffle this thing up.
Yeah, I went from Vampire Hunter D, and I think I jumped over to the Bubblegum Crisis.
Ooh, Bubblegum Crisis rules.
The original.
Okay, underrated
Yeah.
movies.
I'm gonna go with
Ooh, underrated movies.
I'm gonna go with Oblivion with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
I hate to admit it. I liked that movie. Yeah.
Goodness.
It's okay. It's okay to
I
admit.
usually hate Tom Cruise.
Oh, dude, he picks good movies, man.
He does, but he's still.
I gotta Google it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking up. Yeah, 50.
Underrated movies.
You know what?
Underrated movies
Cloud
of all
Atlas.
What?
That came up as number 50.
Speaking of Cloud Atlas,
Cloud Atlas. Yep.
you guys see that
Wachowski.
Matrix trailer? The author of the book Cloud Atlas is writing the script, so that movie is going to be buck wild. Ooh. Ooh, have we done Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story on here yet?
No.
yeah.
That's like my favorite comedy of all time. Hell yeah.
Really?
That's underrated. You guys don't like it, I can tell.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, neither have I.
Oh, it's my favorite.
What's it called?
Walk
Dan?
Hard, the Dewey Cox.
Didn't that get like a 1% on Rotten
No.
Tomatoes or
Yeah.
something?
It's a good movie.
Okay.
I agree with Ryan. The Dewey
That
Cox.
dude legitimately might be like the most underrated comedy of the 2010s. Like for real. I love that movie.
That's the pick then from you.
That's me.
What else we got?
Underrated.
Jeez, I'm like
Iron
looking.
Giant's on the list. I don't know why, but
Everybody loves that.
that's
Love
what I
that
say.
movie.
But apparently, it's on the list on Google.
Bunch of liars.
I've never heard of this movie. Super.
Super is a James Gunn movie.
Yeah, is that with Dwight?
Dwight. Yep.
Yeah, but you can't pick something as underrated if you haven't seen it.
Damn it! You're right. How about? Are we waiting on just me?
No, me too.
And
And
Cookie, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies nobody knows about, I guess. Wow.
Fire in the
You guys
Skies on
only
the
watch
list.
like top 10 movies or something?
No.
No,
Yo.
these guys.
Oh, yes.
Not you, Ryan.
The
You
answer
bought
is
the
yes.
whole Blockbuster when it went out of business.
It's true. I was the man.
Come on, guys. What's a movie you love that other people
That
don't
hardly
love?
anybody.
You know,
and Mike, it can't be black and white.
no. You know, I really love the second Die Hard. I think I'm gonna
Okay,
put that
that's
on
a
there.
that's a
Die Hard too.
perfect.
That's a good
that's
answer.
a perfect answer.
I
Yes.
haven't seen that movie in like 15 years, so that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
A
It
movie
gets
that
a, it gets
I like
a real
that
bad
everyone
rap.
hates.
Sure.
That's not
Yeah.
the definition, is it?
I mean, it's underrated. If you
But
think
not if
everybody
you've already
hates it,
seen it,
it's
Paul.
good.
And sorry, we're
Where
gonna
you
go with
live. I know where you live. If you
We're
pick
gonna
that
go-
movie again,
which one.
you know what movie I'm talking about.
I don't.
A Mom for Christmas.
I will pick Waterworld.
Okay.
Okay.
That, I
That's
get
good.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go.
Yeah, I liked it. Did
How-
Cookie? Did you pick
The
one?
Last Unicorn Cookie. There you go.
Let's go with The Last Unicorn.
Guys, how long do you think?
I've never
Hold
seen
on.
it.
Is he serious? No, Cookie,
you have
something
to-
you've seen.
Yeah, it has to be something that you think that like
Cookie,
everyone hates, but you
ponder,
like.
while you
It's going to be a
ponder.
Pauly Shore movie.
Son-in-law.
God.
Space
Pauly
Buddy.
Shore's son-in-law.
That's not underrated. That's just bad. And no, you don't.
All right, I'm putting son-in-law in there. There it is.
We got Grand Budapest Hotel. Like, I'll allow it.
You said he could choose 10 bad
Nope,
movies,
absolutely
Ryan.
Right.
I'm a little upset nobody threw John Carter on there, by the way.
That's a
Well,
fantastic
you could've.
movie.
Yeah,
It
that's
is underrated, though.
Why didn't
Is
you pick it?
really? All right, I'll switch it up then. I'll put that one in there because I think that's a really good movie. I'd rather do that so you guys don't hate
that
me.
is a good movie.
You know,
You see
I'm,
how-
I'm
you
just
see
putting
how
both
you-
of them on there.
You see how you manipulate the small minds to get two picks on the wheel?
Good.
Let's be real. Nobody wants to watch another Pauly Shore movie.
No, that's true. It's a very good
Was
point.
he in Biodome?
Yes.
He was.
Oh, God, Ryan, you obviously haven't watched it in 25 years.
It's
My
true.
God.
It's true.
That must have been a very strange time in your life.
Yeah, but anyway, I forgot that I was the host of this, but thank you all for joining. A long episode comparatively, but I thought it was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, Cookie, for picking. And next week, expect to see Ken introing the panel
Yep.
for the anime movie Vampire Hunter D over on Mike's channel. Now, if we want to say our goodbyes, we'll start with Ryan this time.
Oh, hey guys, Ryan from the Fake Nerd Podcast. We normally go live on Sundays, but a couple of people are out of town, so big. So we're taking a week off. We still got stuff coming out throughout the week, like Marvel's What If and more Basement Arcade and stuff like that. But our normal episode, we're taking a break because we're all tired. You can find me personally at DJ Tony Snark all over the internet. And then goodbye. Nope, I can't do the joke. Can't do the
Sweet.
joke.
We'll go over to Paul next. Paul.
Sorry.
Hey, nope, all good. You can find me on the Tales from the Flipside YouTube channel when I can make it, and on Instagram at Paul's Problems, where I just kind of post funny stuff, and maybe someday I'll go on Whatnot and sell some of these boxes behind me.
Perfect. Ken?
Yeah, you can really just find me here. We're not doing a whole lot with Pinky's Out right now, but you never know. Good things can happen. So
Yeah, and we're just gonna skip Cookie because he tried to give us a Pauly Shore movie again. We're gonna go straight to Mike.
Hey, what's going on? Mike from Downright Nerdy Podcast. Yeah, you can find me here, Downright Annoyed with movies, either here or on my channel. Next week, we're going to be talking about Vampire Hunter D. You can also check out me and Jackson. You're all obviously invited. I'm going to start doing a weekly fantasy football show just because I absolutely love fantasy. Everyone geeks out about different things in this community, and fantasy football is one of mine. Let's see, what else do I got? Oh, that new movie came out on HBO called Malignant. I kind of want to watch that if anybody wants to join. More than welcome to.
Just
Cookie, you want to join me with Malignant?
Cookie should watch it.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Cookie should watch it. It's fucking, it's batshit crazy funny,
okay.
dude. I fucking thought it was fun.
Of
Cookie,
course.
say your goodbyes.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm Cookie, just a little podcast. New episode comes out on Tuesday for the podcast. What do we got? I got Brandon and Mike. We're going to be doing a Star Trek review on Lower Decks, so be on the lookout for that. I'm coming up on 100 episodes, trying to work some magic to see what I can do. You can check me out on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot of video games on there, but I'm doing a lot of fun enjoying that. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Cookie. And who's playing Splitgate, by the way? Who else playing Splitgate in here? Anybody?
I've definitely checked it out, but I haven't played it a lot.
It's fun, dude.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fun,
dude.
But anyway,
Halo with portals. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am Jackson. You can find me right here over on his show. I don't know if he'll want me on the fantasy football show because I went 4-0 this week and I'm so good. I'll probably just make him feel stupid.
Hey, I have
but maybe you can catch me on.
It's all right. You can still feel stupid wearing all that blue.
That's right.
Hey, I have a
That's right, baby.
question.
Yes, Ryan, Mr.
Hey,
I'm not
Ryan.
Ryan. Close enough.
How much is my orc worth in your fantasy football league?
He would be worth nothing.
Fuck.
Unless he can pound the rock when he gets into the red zone, you know?
Oh, he's not that good.
Yeah. But all right. Well, hey, we will see y'all next week. I'm excited to watch an anime movie, a little curveball for the group. So thank you, Ken. We will talk to you next week, and everybody have a good rest of your evening.
Bye.